Have you ever paused and asked yourself, how secure is my network really? Not just the firewall, not just the passwords, but the entire system, from users to servers to cloud environments. Chances are your network relies on assumptions. And in cybersecurity, assumptions are dangerous. Today, we're going to change that. Welcome to Bluehat Cybersec Academy. We're going to walk you through building a secure network foundation, step by step, with practical tips, real-world examples, and strategies you can implement today. By the end, you'll understand how to combine strong perimeter defenses, internal network segmentation, continuous verification, and zero-trust principles. Why network security matters. When we talk about building a secure network, it's important to understand that a secure network foundation isn't just one device or tool. It's a layered strategy designed to prevent unauthorized access, detect malicious activity, limit lateral movement, protect critical assets, and enforce least privilege. Seeing your network like a house. Think of your network like a house. The fence is your perimeter. Doors and locks are your access controls. Internal rooms are segmented zones. And your security cameras? They continuously monitor everything. Modern networks need defense in depth, not blind trust, because blind trust is exactly what attackers exploit. Strengthening the network perimeter. So, let's talk about where every network begins. The perimeter. The perimeter is where your internal network meets the outside world. Traditionally, a firewall or maybe an IDS was enough. But today, attackers are smarter and more persistent, so your defenses need to be smarter too. A strong perimeter includes things like next-generation firewalls, intrusion detection and prevention systems, web application firewalls, secure VPN gateways, DDoS protection, and email filtering with anti-phishing capabilities. But how do you actually make your perimeter strong? Let's break it down step by step. First, identify your external attack surface. Map your public IPs, list exposed services, close unused ports, and disable any unnecessary services. A good tip here is to use external scanning tools so you can see your network the way attackers see it. Next, enforce strict firewall rules. Always use a default deny policy, allow only the traffic that's required, and review your rules regularly. One common mistake is leaving temporary rules in place permanently. Don't let that happen. Then, secure remote access. Require a VPN with multi-factor authentication, disable outdated protocols, and if possible, restrict access based on location. Finally, monitor and log everything. Enable logging on all firewalls and gateways, forward logs to a SIEM, and create alert thresholds for unusual activity. Perimeter security is all about reducing entry points and increasing visibility. Zero trust changes the way we think about network security. The old model said, if you're inside the network, you're trusted. Zero trust says, no user, device, or system is trusted by default. Verify everything. It's about continuous verification every single time. You're always checking identities, devices, and behavior before allowing access. The core principles of zero trust are simple. Verify explicitly, enforce least privilege, assume breach, and inspect continuously. So, how do you implement zero trust in practice? Start with identity-centric security. Use multi-factor authentication everywhere. Deploy strong identity providers. Implement single sign-on, and monitor for abnormal logins. Next, verify devices. Only allow devices that meet compliance checks, have proper patches, and block unmanaged devices from accessing your network. Then, enforce least privilege access. Use role-based access control, provide just-in-time access, and remove standing admin privileges. Here's a practical tip: audit privileged accounts quarterly. It really reduces risk. Finally, continuously monitor. Look for behavioral anomalies, track lateral movement, and keep an eye on service-to-service communication. Remember, breaches will happen. Zero trust doesn't prevent every breach, but it limits what attackers can do once inside. Now let's talk about what happens after an attacker gets in. This is where network segmentation comes into play. Once attackers are inside, they often move sideways across the network. Segmentation stops them. Instead of a flat network, you create isolated zones. Each zone communicates only when necessary. You can use VLANs, subnets, microsegmentation, software-defined networking, or firewall-enforced zones. Here's how to make segmentation effective. Start by identifying critical assets, like domain controllers, financial systems, production databases, and backups. Then, create security zones: a public zone for web servers, a user zone, a server zone, a management zone, and a database zone. Next, implement access controls between zones. Use firewalls or access control lists, deny by default, and log all interzone traffic. And never allow direct access from user segments to management interfaces like switches, firewall consoles, or hypervisors. Let me give you a real-world example. In a ransomware attack, on a flat network, one workstation compromised can encrypt the entire environment. On a segmented network, one workstation compromised is contained to its VLAN, keeping critical servers safe. Segmentation reduces the blast radius dramatically. So, how do all these pieces fit together into a modern, secure network? A secure network combines a hardened perimeter, zero-trust access controls, strong segmentation, and continuous monitoring. Picture this: next-generation firewalls at the edge, VPNs with MFA, identity-based access policies, segmented VLANs, internal firewalls, CM monitoring, and endpoint detection. Each layer reinforces the others, creating a resilient, secure network. If you're building this from scratch, here's a practical roadmap. So, first up is Phase 1, perimeter hardening. You'll want to audit firewall rules, remove any unused services, and enable multi-factor authentication for remote access. Then, moving to Phase 2, internal visibility. Deploy centralized monitoring, analyze your logs, and identify any lateral movement. Next is Phase 3, segmentation rollout. Separate your critical systems, deploy inter-VLAN firewall rules, and make sure to protect admin interfaces. And finally, Phase 4, zero trust expansion. Enforce least privilege, implement device posture checks, and remove implicit trust relationships. Security is a journey. You really need to build it layer by layer. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about some common mistakes to avoid. Don't rely only on perimeter firewalls. Don't have flat internal networks. Don't leave overly permissive rules. Don't ignore east-west traffic. Always monitor admin activity. Enable multi-factor authentication on VPNs. And never leave backups unsegmented. Attackers exploit internal trust assumptions, so don't make it easy for them. Who benefits from a secure network? Well, corporate offices, cloud and hybrid environments, data centers, healthcare systems, financial institutions, and remote workforces all do. Zero trust is especially critical for remote setups, BYOD environments, and multi-cloud deployments. Looking ahead, the future of secure network design includes software-defined perimeters, SASE frameworks, automated microsegmentation, AI-driven anomaly detection, and identity-aware networking. Trust is dynamic. Access is context-based. Networks are evolving, and your security must evolve with them. Here's the bottom line. A secure network isn't built with a single tool. Perimeter defense reduces entry points. Zero trust reduces implicit trust. Segmentation limits attack spread. Monitoring increases visibility. Security isn't about keeping attackers out forever. It's about controlling the damage when attackers get in. Before you go, try this challenge. Why is perimeter-only defense insufficient today? How does zero trust reduce lateral movement? What is the biggest benefit of network segmentation? How would you implement MFA in a hybrid workforce? Drop your answers in the comments. And tell us, what topic should we cover next? Zero Trust Deep Dive, VLAN Segmentation Lab, Endpoint Security Best Practices. Thanks for watching Bluehat Cybersec Academy. If this video added value to your day, give it a like, share it with someone who could benefit, and subscribe for more practical networking and cybersecurity content from Bluehat Cybersec Academy. Drop a comment. We'd love to hear how you're applying these concepts in your own environment. See you next time. Stay curious, stay secure, and keep building networks that actually work.